Acuérdense que la vida de usted y su familia es lo más importante. Por favor, tengan cuidado. Cada familia ya debe de estar en un sitio seguro. Para más información, por favor, llamen a 1-800-342-3557. También visite mi cuenta de Twitter a FL Gavscott para más información en inglés y español de huracán Irma. Mi prioridad es que todos ciudadanos, turistas, están seguros y preparados. I'll be glad to answer any questions anybody has. Yes.
I have a question. We're in the middle of the I-4 Ultimate Construction Project, which is obviously a vital corridor here through Central Florida. And driving through there as late yesterday, there are still construction bins full of things that look like they could be projectiles if we get hurricane-strength winds. What's being done to clear those out before it hits the fan?
Sure. The FDOT and everybody that's working on there is working to get all that off the roads before the winds start. We're doing that all across the state. Anybody else?
Governor, could you give those, I know you were talking about the 1,000 nurses that are needed for the special needs shelters. Would you mind giving that address one more time,
It's
please?
FLHelp at flhelp.gov. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's .gov. Yeah, I'm sorry. HelpFL at flhealth.gov.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, HelpFL. Yeah.
Governor, talking about those nurses, can you just kind of explain why we need that many nurses?
We have had an unbelievable turnout of special needs individuals coming to our special needs shelters, and I mean it started immediately when I guess it was probably Tuesday morning when I started the messaging, and we started talking about where we're going to open up special needs shelters. The amount of individuals that signed up it's a significant number of individuals. We have a lot of volunteers. I asked for 17,000 volunteers. We have 17,000 volunteers. We're going to need more because this is going to be a devastating storm. But we need nurses at the special needs shelters. So that's why.
And looking at the state, I know South Florida is expecting to get the brunt of this. When you look at Central Florida, what are you most worried about?
We're going to get rain, but it's the wind damage. If you go back and look at Charlie, the impact of Charlie, I mean, people think if you're on the coast, it doesn't impact you, but just the wind damage that can come across here. And let's all remember, when I was in the hospital business back when Andrew hit 25 years ago, I evacuated hospitals where I thought it was going to hit. It turned south. It turned south into a hospital I evacuated patients to, and we had to hand vet patients for 10 hours. All the windows blew in. You look at Charlie. Charlie was supposed to come further north, and it changed at the last, both of them, I guess, probably in the last half hour or so. This storm can change. And so everybody's got to understand. You've got to constantly watch this. We have constant updates. The National Hurricane Center gives us really good updates at 11 and 5, and they give updates on top of that. But this is now it's here. We're already seeing the winds in the Keys. I mean, I'm so concerned about what's going to happen in the Keys. How many people might not have evacuated? I mean, if we have 10 to 15 foot above land, all right, not above high tide. I mean, that's devastating. I don't know how you survive that. That's why I'm telling everybody, if you're in an evacuation zone, there is no reason you should try to ride this out. I mean, I love my family. I want to be with my family the rest of my life.
Governor, when and if will you open more shelters?
We're continuing to open more shelters. They have the 320 now. We're constantly opening up shelters. We're tracking by county where we need the shelters, but we just had, as an example, Charlotte County, as they had increased their evacuation zones, we had to shut shelters down there and try to move those, and we're moving those individuals north. Because until I guess last night or this morning, I guess it was this morning, they didn't think it was going to go as far inland there. But Charlotte County is very low. Charlie just creamed it, if you remember.
Governor, what would you say to those folks who've been watching the path and have seen it turn and take that sharp western westward movement that are on the East Coast that are thinking, maybe I don't need to evacuate now, I might be at the beach, but it's hitting the other coast?
Why take a chance? I mean, you shouldn't take a chance. Let's remember, it can turn back just as fast as it turned this way. I mean, there's no, it's what they believe the track is going to be, but just remember, yesterday the track was a little further east, and the day before was a little further east, and so these things move, and so I don't want anybody to take any risk. We're doing everything we can. We have shelters you can go to, but just don't take a risk with your life. I mean, there's people that love you, and so just don't take a risk with your life. Don't take a chance. If this thing, I mean, look at it. If this thing turned east and not that far, it has a much bigger impact on the East Coast, even though what we have. But we're still getting storm surge on the East Coast. It's not as bad as it's going to be on the West. But I mean, the West Coast. I mean, this. Down where I live, 10 to 15 foot of storm surge above ground. I mean, it's devastating. All right, thanks everybody.